Yo, 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 what's good, man? This is Chris right here for another episode live right here on Facebook Live for another episode of the Chris and Chris podcast show, guys. Thank y'all for joining me right here at lunchtime at noon. Guys, we're going to have a show right here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You feel me? So we're going to make this on a regular. So we give you 3 days out the week right here so you guys can most definitely tap in right here with me. We just have some great discussion around lunchtime, give you guys something to talk about, you feel me, and something to even chime in on, you feel me, come in live with me if you decide to want to do so. But anyway, hey, listen, guys, y'all already see the title, Tithes and Offering, you feel me, Tithes and Offering, and that's what I want to talk about today on the Chris and Chris podcast show, guys. I'm feeling real good. I'm hoping y'all feeling real good too on this motivated Monday right here. We live right here in Memphis, Tennessee, guys. And again, I'm feeling real good. So if you guys want to join in, please comment. Tell me what you guys think about this topic of discussion right here. Again, tithes and offerings. So we're gonna go right in. You feel me? And a reason why I chose this topic right here of discussion because it was so important to me, especially given the way the world going and the way the churches are. It doesn't seem like the most popular place to be nowadays. Excuse me, guys. It don't seem like the most popular place to be. And and with these mega churches coming out and some of these big pastors people been listening to and following and taking they every word as solid and truth. These pastors are coming out now and saying that they misled a lot of people. You feel me? And and I just want to go back. Let's just go back. You feel me? Before we even start there, let's go back. Let's go back when we didn't have nothing at all, right? Excuse me. Back in the days when we didn't have nothing, like poor, broke. All we had was one another. We didn't have a building to go to. That was for sure. We were too poor. And back in the day, the way they, had church, they would have it in under a little tent or something, or, whatever they could do to have church. Because again, they were slaves, we were poor, and a lot of people was real religious, a lot of people still are. So church was that place of sanctum from all of the hardships of the stuff that, the masters was, doing to a lot of our ancestors. And church was that escape. So that was that time that we had. And you had people back then that was ordained with the gift of ministry, right? They were ordained with it. And as time went on, as we was able to have a little, we gave what we was able to give, right? Food, a cow, a pig, a chicken, whatever we was able to give the pastor, because that was the tradition, without anything, tainting it, for that matter, it was just pure. It was just organic. The spirit was there. The feeling of God was, you actually could feel that spirit back, not that when I was there, but I feel back then, people actually really were blessed with the gift of ministry to be able to administer to people. And I feel even to this day, God speak, through certain people. God speak through people. He has his chosen ones who he speak through. And again, like I said, people didn't have nothing to give. People didn't have nothing. They didn't have nothing to give at all. Like, what you going to give? So a lot of these people gave their cow, if they had a cow, a chicken, or a cook for the pastor, these were the offerings. You feel me? These were the offerings. Now, I think as time went on, I know. As time went on, by us as Black people being so religious, the powers that be saw a way to be able to infiltrate the churches, for lack of better words, infiltrate the churches. Matter of fact, those are the right words, those correct words that I want to use. They want to infiltrate the churches because they saw how a lot of us as Black people, religion is our God, okay? And a lot of people run to religion, like this is their escape. So the powers that be saw that, right? They saw this. And I believe that they monetized the church and took over the churches with loans and stuff, because you had pastors that probably wanted to expand, wanted to, they needed this, they needed that. And a lot of them went and took out loans or got loans from the government that provided situations for small community churches. And a lot of those pastors took that money, right, to expand, to get their churches. And I think when the powers that be saw that, they turned it into a curriculum. And I feel they turned the gift of gospel to a curriculum, to where you had to, it was an actual credit that you had to get in order to get to obtain whatever mastering and being a pastor or whatever it was that you was going for pertaining to religion. And I feel when the powers that be got into religion, because they saw so many of us as Black people going to church, and again, religion is a lot of us Black people's, it's our God to a lot of Black people. You feel me? So I feel that a lot of them went and got the a lot of them went and start basically making the churches be their place to be, and so turn it into a curriculum. You had people had to start going to school for ministry. And what they did was they taught a lot of people word trickery. I'm going somewhere with this right here, okay? They taught them word trickery, okay? I feel they taught them word trickery because these pastors got the gift of gab. We're talking about the mega churches, the ones that's got the planes and and again, the name of this title is called Tithes and Offering. So we're speaking about these pastors right here, to where in the mega churches, they've used this in word trickery in a way to make us feel guilty, to come out of our pocket. And one of my guests that I had on the show, probably about a month or so back, a couple of months or so back, he's a writer, philanthropist, director, actor, and comedian. His name is Steve Brown, and he's getting ready to do this play called Tithes and Offering. And he said he had so many pastors mad at him for doing something like this, and I guess revealing the lie behind it. Because again, you got people that actually really believe what their pastor says. You got people that they don't have no money, period, at all. And so when you look inside the Bible and it says, 10% of your offerings, it doesn't say, it just say 10% of your earnings. I don't know if they changed it right now, but I remember when I read it, it would say 10% of your earnings. And depending on who it is that's doing the pastoring, right, or that's speaking at the church, depending on their language, can have you feel so afraid, even though you probably don't even have a whole lot of money to give, or have you coming out of your pocket, because they scared you so bad to where you probably wasn't coming in to give nothing. And yet they use that Bible because it's a weapon now. I'm telling you, with the somebody with that Bible, depending on who it is, it could be a weapon, and it could be a come up. And that's what a lot of these pastors that's now the Creflo Dollars coming out now and speaking and feeling some type of way now. I guess I don't know what didn't happen. I guess they, God then came, epiphany then came to them at nighttime to where, they understand what they've been doing. And that's why a lot of these mega churches, right? These mega churches, and I don't have no problem with giving the pastor something, but if your faith is that strong, you don't need my money, right? You don't need my money. And a lot of elders, they were raised to where it's a church fund, it's to keep the lights on, but he ain't keeping no lights on. You feel me? And then you got, I've seen it before to where the pastor, the deacon, and the usher, the drummer, everybody involved with the church, and I'm not keeping nobody from going to church. Please don't, those that watch the Chris and Chris show, this is not a strike at Christianity. This is not a strike at religion. This right here is a strike at those that have used what's in the Bible for a means to come up off our money. You feel me? And live the lavish life that they're living. And I mean, don't be mad at me. Go over there and watch the Creflo Dollar. Look at and see Creflo Dollar admitting to the tithes and offering and how he feels so bad now. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars later, he happened to feel bad now. You feel me? And so, guys like Creflo Dollar and these other mega churches that's getting like so much money off people because they understand the true meaning of tithes and offering. But yet, if you've been taught word trickery, it's people that went to church and they got money and didn't have no inkling, you feel me, that the collection plate will be passed around so many times. Now, again, the elders, the building fund, the lights got to stay on and stuff like that. But, let's just really think about what it is, right? And I feel in my heart that these pastors, I think their heart got convicted. You feel me? Those that's coming out now, and especially those that's mad at, my guy Steve Brown, for getting ready to do this play that he's doing. And again, it's so many people have turned away from the churches. And again, guys, listen, those that's listening to me on iHeart podcast. That's listening to me on Apple Podcasts, that listens to us on Spotify, that listen to us on Anchor FM, Stitcher, you feel me? Amazon podcast, a host of other podcast platforms. Guys, listen, please, this is not a beat down session on Christianity at all, period. I'm only telling you guys as far as experiences and my opinion on what I feel, how the powers that be have infiltrated inside of the churches, because it was a time to where it wasn't like the way that it is now. You feel me? You got some churches to where, they want to make sure and check your credit and all of that. So the tithes and offerings, the 10% that it says in the Bible, you could be a farmer and gain 10% more crops. Like, here's my take on it, right? Let's say the 10%, right? 10% of earnings. If you don't know better, and depending on the words that I'm saying, I have you afraid, and you will come out of your pocket, but not really knowing that you probably learned some 10% new knowledge that you gained before you came to church. Come on up and offer that up to us. Let's see what they say. Well, when they say tithes and offering, go up there and go up there and say your piece that you learned, your 10% of what you learned. Let's see what they say. They're gonna blow you up out of church like that. They're gonna shoot them bombs at you just like that, for real. Yeah, because you'll be stopping the hustle. That's why a lot of these pastors mad, because it's stopping their hustle, stopping their grind. And the church ain't the most popular place to be nowadays. It ain't the most popular place to be nowadays. Letting y'all know it's not. You got a lot of people that have actually seen the true meaning behind the church. Then just the fact of these people that have been fooled off, religion itself, that have given so much money to these churches, right? I test you. Go to a church, because see, this is not the boys club. It's not you put so much money in and you get it out. It's not the bank. It's not, you know, go to one of these churches and tell them that your rent is due. Now, somebody might say, how they know your rent is due, right? Your rent is due. Go there and tell them that your rent is due and you're about to get put out. Like, try them and see. Let's see how fast they come up and write you a check. You feel me? And again, this is not a strike to all churches, because I'm just telling you the state of the church now with tithes and offering. These certain pastors from these mega churches, those that have all of these, I like millions, like they fit, well, I'm not gonna say, well, they got millions of followers, but they pack out coliseums. Their churches itself are mega to where they have an overflow capacity to where it's so many people there. I went to a church, I'm not going to say the name of it, it's here in Memphis, but they had an overflow section. And they had an ATM inside the church. Yeah, ATM. Yeah, making sure they're going to get that money. For the love of money. Yeah, so, I wanted you guys to just chime. Let's talk about that right there. Let me get some comments from you guys. I want to see y'all comment on this right here. You know, what experience have you ever been in the church to where they kept passing the collection plate around? I'm serious, like just kept passing the collection plate around. Yeah, I've been in some churches like that where they just kept passing it. Matter of fact, let me tell y'all something. I was young. I remember this right here. I was young, and I remember this. We in Mississippi, and I don't know if it was my uncle or my great aunt. She had gave me $20. I think I about 12 or 13, right? And I'm from the city, right? So you know how it was back in the day. We from the city, and you go to the country and stuff. You kind of like, you big stuff popping. Anyway, I'm at the church. It's Easter. It's Easter. I'm telling you, I remember this like it was yesterday. So you got a really face. Anyway, remember like it was yesterday. Watch my Facebook. And I got my Easter suit on, and I'm sitting beside some cute chicks, right? Not directly beside them, it's their parent, and then the cute chicks. Anyway, the collection plate come around. Now I got $20, and when I was young in Mississippi, when I go there for a family reunion or whatever it was that was going on, like $20 and you go uptown, that's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of money, because things wasn't expensive back then. And all we wanted really wasn't. We just wanted to play the pinball, play pool and listen to the jukebox and and buy something to drink because it was so hot. Anyway, back to the story. I remember the collection plate coming around, and I didn't want to give nothing at all because it's my $20. It wasn't given to me for church. It was just given to me to have in my pocket. So I'm trying to play Big Willie style, right? I'm trying to impress. So I come out, take $1. I put $1 in the plate, right? So that's the first time. Here it come again. I don't know if something that was doing an offering for someone that they needed some help, and the family needed some extra money and they didn't have it, and so they felt it was a good time to ask the church for another offering. You feel me? This ain't no tithing right here. This is an offering. And they passed the plate around again. Again, I'm from the city. Got these cute girls right here. So I come out of my pocket again. This time, I put 2 in the plate. If I can remember, I think I put 2, 150 or something. Anyway, I put some money in the plate. Plate going by me. Here it come again for something else. I don't know if it was the building fund, the deacon fund, for a trip, or I don't know what it was. But again, in all, I put $5 in the collection plate. And I think the collection plate came around like one more time. But it was about 3 or 4 times, I know, okay? And I was about 13 or 14, and I knew after that church service, something didn't sit well with me. I'm like, no, this don't feel right. Like, don't feel right. And I had this feeling when I was younger. You feel me? Like, and I've donated, I mean, I've given money as I got, oh, but I didn't know no better. You feel me? But it still didn't sit right with me. And at those times, I felt tricked to do so. Like it wasn't out of my own recognizance to do so. Like, and people say, the root to all evil is money, but man-made money. God don't want to have nothing to do with anything man-made, right? Somebody quote me if I'm wrong. Somebody, what I'm saying, thumb down or frown emoji face. Does God want anything to do with anything man-made? I don't think he do. Not the God I serve. I don't know about the one you serve, but the one I serve, he don't want to have nothing to do with anything man-made. And man make money. And last time I checked, I don't see, that machine that's at the ATM when you outside banking and you see the woman inside the bank and and she's sending little things, it's sucked to you and you have to, like, I don't see one of those things that's, I put my money and it sucks up through the roof, through the ceiling and go through the clouds and off to wherever heaven is at. I don't see one of those in church. Until the day I do, then. But right now, it just doesn't make any sense because, from my understanding, well, 2 or 3 or more gathered, right? So we don't want to turn this into we're not turning this into a church. But I'm just saying, you don't have to go to church, or if that's what they're saying. But as far as tithes and offering, it says 10% of your earnings. All right, you're a farmer, put 10% of fruits on there. Ooh, those pastors gonna go crazy. Oh, what's this for? Yeah, excuse me. See this. Yeah, so see, that's when you're supposed to turn all phones off when you live. You feel me? So y'all excuse me on that one. But anyway, as I was saying, like, I don't, I'm not knocking those that do. You feel me? I'm not knocking those that do. Listen, if you giving the church money, no problem. You feel me? If that's where your faith lies, no problem. But all I'm saying is that you got pastors now revealing the fact that they were wrong and telling people to tithe and offer. Like, you don't tell nobody to tithe and if they're gonna offer, they're gonna offer. It ain't even an offer no more if you telling them to do that. But if I got word trickery to make you feel guilty to come out of your pocket, how many people have had somebody to give you the sad story, right? And you end up doing something that you really didn't have no intentions on doing. That is the feeling that we feel, a lot of us feel when we really don't want to, but that violin music play, and yet it's not playing in the church, but what he's saying is hitting home, like directly home. And you making sure, like I've had pastors say, listen, anything can happen. You can leave out of this church right now. You end up getting hit by a car or whatever. And you held on to that money. Like, do not rob God. Like, I'm serious, like, for real, like robbing him. And then I'm telling y'all for real, the stuff some of these pastors will say. How can you rob a spirit? How can you rob someone that wants to see you prosper? Somebody help me understand that. These pastors, and I'm speaking on a pastor, again, I'm not making a mockery. Those Christians that, that's quick to get in y'all feelings, listen, I'm not making a mockery of Christianity. You feel me? I'm not, period. I'm just telling y'all that we got to wake up, and we being led by a man telling us, and basically these mega churches got all of the riches. They got private jets, like they got all types of trips that they taken and stuff like, and this is with the congregation's money, those that have tithed for years, right? They tithe for years. And so you get to the point to say, this is my church, this is my church. Get in there and cut up and watch how fast they put you out of your church. This is my church. We need to wait. I'm serious. Like, hey, I'm serious. And so my guy Steve Brown, man, salutes to you with their tithes and offering. New play that's gonna be in December. Why so many pastors mad? Why are so many pastors mad? Because people are talking about tithes and offering. Again, if this is your hustle, this is your grind. That's the reason why you're mad. If you're doing this again, it was those that was blessed with the gift of the gospel. But when you got to go to school to learn word trickery, you taking God up out of it. He ain't got nothing to do with it no more. You feel me? Period. And this me, okay? This is me. I'm saying this right here. This ain't no. This is me, okay? I'm holding myself accountable for everything that I'm saying right here on this podcast, right here on this episode. Anyway, of tithes and offering. And hey, a lot of people are afraid to talk about stuff because it's so touchy. You feel me? And so, hey, again, that's something that I felt strongly. I was strongly against, and I felt some type of way when I was a youngster. Like I had to be like about 12 or 13. And years later, to hear pastors of mega churches, like known popular pastors from mega churches, Creflo Dollar being one of them, admit this right here. Why, when he say this right here, y'all denounce this or don't want to hear it? But other things that he said, you guys take it and wear it on your sleeve. You feel me? And I'm speaking on those devouters, those holier than thouers, those devouters, those are that's devoted. You feel me? Wow. But yeah, tithes and offering, guys, tithes and offerings. So again, you at church and they bringing that plate around too much. Now, you know, if this your church, you've been going there since a child and you want to donate to the building fund and keep that church looking good, no problem, period. Let's just call that a donation. But tithes and offering, but yet you use and work. Come on now, come on. But God gonna get y'all. I'm telling you, y'all pastors that's out here that's pushing that needle and using these words as means to get rich and bank. God gonna get you. I'm letting you know right now. He overturned the table of the money exchanges. You feel me? Yeah. That's those that's getting your money off your faith. At the end of church, they go and divvy it up. Yeah, the usher gotta get paid. The drummer gotta get paid. And if they got a speaker, he gotta get paid. What y'all thought this was? It then turned into a show now. They rehearsed this. That's why they have choir rehearsal. They have choir rehearsal. Yeah. It's a show now. You feel me? The show is been, yeah, and depending on who putting the program together, it turn into a promoter. They bringing other churches there, kind of like a featured act. I'm telling y'all, look at it like it's who headlining. You got right. So yeah, I'm just telling y'all, look, it ain't even the way it used to be no more. Like I used to love going to church. It ain't the way it used to be no more. You feel me? But those that the pastors that's actually real preaching and teaching the true gospel, that's not using word trickery to make your congregation feel guilty. Those pastors that's helping out their congregation, helping out those that's in need, whether it's their first day or they've been coming there for years. You know, and I'm not saying that the church is a donation place. You feel me? But let's be truthful and let's be honest. And if you're not, God gonna take care of you. So listen, guys, thank y'all so much for watching the Chris and Chris podcast show. Please subscribe to the channel on Facebook. You feel me? On YouTube, guys. And hey, thank y'all so much.